Isolation has a lot of different side effects. But there's one part of isolation that could be totally catastrophic to your future. But before I tell you about isolation, let me tell you a story about what happened this week. So this past week, I was running a Zoom with folks who were one of the first to buy the book, and I did a raffle. It was 10 of them. We're sitting there doing a Zoom. Everybody's telling their story, etc., etc. And one of the guys gets up. He's 20 years old. He says, I've been following Valuetainment since 17 years old when I was in high school. I watch all your videos. He said, I watch everything. He was quoting stuff from this video, that video. Anyways, eventually, he says, I'm in Vermont. I'm living there. I decide to go out of high school and become an entrepreneur. He goes to University in Ohio, joins the entrepreneurship program, joins a group in school with 160 different kids that are trying to be entrepreneurs, asks how many of you guys are entrepreneurs. None of them had a business at that time. Says, then why am I in here? He leaves, drops out, goes and starts doing online sales, starts doing $180,000 a year with his friend. And he's in Vermont, in his basement, the last 8 months, isolated because of where he's at. He can't get out. Shut down, don't go out, quarantine, everything to be safe, right? He's the only child. And he starts telling the story. And he says, I'm not excited about life. I said, why is that? I said, how many people are you around? He said, I'm not around a lot of people. I said, are you isolated? He says, I am. I said, how do people treat you? He says, they think I'm a little weird. I said, they think you're weird as well? He said, yes. I said, you're 20 years old. I said, you're at a very rough age. He said, you're at an age where you're trying to be accepted. You're trying to be approved. You're trying to get people to see the cool side of you, and you're probably shy. You've been rejected. You've had a lot of pain. And I just want you to know, everything's going to be all right. I said this to him. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. He started crying for 5 minutes nonstop. We have the video. He started crying nonstop for 5 minutes. And he's making money. Things are good, but he's isolated. He's by himself. He needs company. He needs to be around people. He wants to be around people. We need that little tap. We need that little, how you doing? How's everything? You good? Is everything okay? I was in San Antonio yesterday for an event that some of our leaders put together. There was 140 people in the room. I can't tell you how many people couldn't wait to see each other at this one resort that the guys rented. I was with them. We stayed till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. If you were following my Instagram, we were listening to R&B, and they were playing R&B music to see if I can guess it. And I was playing R&B music to see if they could guess it. And I got some they couldn't get. They got some I couldn't get. There was 17 of them. There was one of me. I lost 7-6. But we weren't isolated. We were around each other. There's strength in numbers. There's strength in having people around you that have bought into your vision. So if you're listening to this, I just want you to know, 2020 has been a weird year. One of the biggest parts of 2020 that's been weird is the fact that a lot of people have been isolated. They've been forced to be isolated. Isolated. And what you've missed is that camaraderie with another human being, that conflict with another human being, that conversation with another human being, that, discourse with another human being. What do you think about this? I agree, I disagree. What do you think? You're missing that because you're in isolation. And because you're in isolation. Everyone's telling you to stay and everyone's telling you to do all this other stuff. I'm sorry, you got to go see people. You got to go see people. I'm not telling you to go to a nightclub and go to a bar and get hammered with 5,000 people and be irresponsible. But you got to kind of get out and go see people. Even if it's a couple people, even if it's 5 people, and it's 10 people. Staying in isolation's got very big side effects long term. But there's a lot of you that are watching this right now that live in different parts of the world. Some of you guys are in states saying, Pat, I'm not in isolation. I can be out. Some of you guys are in countries that you are isolated. You can't get out. 2 messages for you. If you can, by law, go out and meet with people, do so. Number 2, if you can't because you're isolated and your imagination is going crazy, thinking crazy thoughts, just taper it down and bring it down to not overreact and make a dumb decision. I'm sincerely telling you, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. It's a motto that's changed my life. Future looks bright. Even if it's ugly right now, when you're patient enough, it takes 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, things all of a sudden change for the better. So whatever you're going through right now, this week of Christmas that we have coming up, I celebrate Christmas. I constantly say Merry Christmas to people. But if you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays to you. As you reflect with everything that happened in 2020, just know, I promise you, everything's gonna be all right. I'm telling you, everything's gonna be all right. I'm telling you, bad things are not gonna happen. Bad things are gonna happen. But everything is still gonna be all right. The future looks bright. The future looks bright. Don't let your imagination make you believe that Armageddon's around the corner. It's gonna be fine. Things are gonna go in the right direction. I'm telling you, everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be fine. The future looks bright. It's gonna be fine. Things are gonna go in the right direction.